So I was born and raised in Johannesburg and South Africa.
South Africa.
And my family moved to Canada in 2009. I followed them, and I was always going back and forth because I missed my friends, I missed the lifestyle, just missed home. And then, unfortunately, in 2010, my brother was killed in a car accident by a drunk driver. So I was going
in Johannesburg still?
In Johannesburg, yeah. And I was going to stay with them. I was going to move back and just like move in with him and stay there. So that dream got denied for me when he died. And South Africa in general, the less you have sometimes, like you see people on the street and they have nothing. Yet they're smiling, they're happy, they're trying to do something with their life. But then you see people here in Canada, some people that just don't want to work. That was from work. Now it's the self-purchased. And they accuse me of being a drug dealer now.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Wrong time, wrong place.
Wrong place, wrong time, man. But like I said, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, because the next day, my boss actually came during the night. And he came, like, he knocked at the door. And they let him in. They didn't ask who he was or nothing. Yeah. And he just walked into my room. And then I realized, then I realized I'm not safe here. I can't. You get out of the airport and somebody say, "Hey, girl, come home." They just like make you feel home right away, and it's just like it's a vibe. Like as soon as you get off the plane, you see the people. It's just here in Canada. What I always say is, I feel like everybody has their own. Oh, sorry. Has their own little groups.
Cool.
And if I don't know you, I don't want you to be part of my group. And that's the feeling that you get when you're not from here. Yeah. And in South Africa, for example, I could walk into a bar by myself, have a couple beers, and end up walking out with a group of friends.
What's going on? I feel disciplined. So we are back again with another, where's the button? Sensational episode. Ladies and gentlemen, I promise you today we're going to have make sure you get your notes on the side because we're going to be taking some lessons today. The guest for tonight is definitely going to be very educational. I can tell you that, guys, for sure. Because before even introducing, I'm already like shaking of how it's going to be. So we're going to shout out Bams, first of all, for being our last episode. Very great young man, has a very big vision that we have learned last episode. That incredible what he wants to do. You know, it's fascinating. And being part of musician, being part of the music industry, we need guys like this. So shout out to Bams for being out here last episode, man, educating us. And but before everything else, you know the drill, man. You know how I always do. I would like to encourage you guys to remind you guys again to subscribe to the channel Afro DF Podcast, and because we do have a lot of very good guests for the upcoming week, so you do not want to miss that out. So subscribe to the channel and also click the bell button, turn on the notifications so you don't miss out on any posts and any content that we post up there. Don't also forget to follow OC Music on Instagram to check out all the information about Afro DF Podcast. That's where you're gonna find everything out there. So thank you guys once again for supporting, and we're gonna dive into you already know, the hot list of the week. You know what I'm saying? Major, what's going on? Talk to me, man.
Hot
list of the week.
Hot list of the week. There's a music video that is on YouTube right now. Yeah. The name is Carried Away. I'm encouraging everybody to go and watch this music video. You know, share it, show your support, leave some comments. This is a music video that is made here in this studio. Actually, everything that is filmed in that music video is mostly based here, except some footages that we did outside. So shout out to the people in the video. Yes. Major Mogisho featuring Baraka. And we can't forget the dancer.
The dancer, of course.
The amazing, magnificent dancer.
Yes.
Jaina
did amazing. Yeah. If you haven't checked it out yet.
Where is Fiorella right now?
Oh, shout out to Fiorella, by the way.
So
Fiorella is
happy,
cruising.
man.
She's cruising somewhere in the world.
She's really happy. I've seen her on IG. Yeah.
Doing her thing, man, and that's why it's most important. But Jenna definitely did an amazing job on that video. Yeah. But it's available on YouTube now. You can check it out. Amazing channel. Carried Away is there. I was very much waiting for that video. I'm so happy it's finally out, man. And
it is.
When I watched it, I kept rewatching it and rewatching it again. But comment what you think about the video, guys. If you like the video, like the music behind it, the message behind it, make sure you go on, because shout out to OC too for amazing work on it. Because without this guy, we definitely couldn't get those freezing footages.
So again, we always don't want to make this about us. So you have to reach out to us and give us your project too. If you don't, we're gonna produce our projects and we'll put it out there and you will support us. So again, I have a song out there called what's the name of the song again?
Take It All, man.
Take It All.
You can't now forget that.
I knew you love me, so you cannot
listen,
forget my
man.
song.
Take It All is all over the platforms, man.
It's out there. It's
very beautiful song. We don't want to surprise anything else though, but because
so far we're chilling. And then there's a song called Forever. That's amazing featuring Baraka and Savannah. So watch out to that song too. It's a beautiful song, and I think you'll be happy to share that song.
Very, 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 very love. Close to close kind of song, and that's why I like it, because I have my little love side.
Cool.
You know how you talk about last episode? You talk about how you have something in the back. You pull it out.
Sometimes you pull it out.
Sometimes you gotta pull it out. I do have that too on my own. It's in the back.
I think in today's podcast, like this one here, you're going to hear so many things that are going to come out. So prepare yourself. All my friends from Johannesburg, South Africa, get ready. It's about to go down.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
So I think now the hot list of tonight is the artist of the week, Easy One, Uno. And then we have the song of the week that is called, when you're trying to make something bigger in life, you need something that is called focus. So that song is called Focus, and it's explain everything. You just go listen to the song. And again, the magnificent, amazing musician,
come on, man.
Baraka.
See, you're putting me too much on spotlight now. We don't want that. They're going to start coming on me again.
No, they will send us that. We need to excite people to send us their project.
Absolutely. But hey, Focus is absolutely running, man. I just obviously appreciate everyone who's have some really good feedbacks about the song. It was a very quick song, very, very quick made, but whenever I create something with Major, it's always very special. So Major, thank you. I want to thank you in front of the audience, please.
Thanks for being there.
For being part of this song.
Thanks for being there.
Major, I don't take spotlight from Major. Major definitely is my spotlight, You make me shine with everything you do in my music, man. Without you, there's no Baraka. So I want to thank you, Major, honestly.
Thanks, man. My pleasure for that.
Absolutely, man. So
pleasure for that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but let's dive into it.
Thank you, Major, for the hot list of the week. We will dive into our guest of tonight. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we know there's obviously a lot of people who have different sides of their lives. They're struggling in many different categories. But I'm hoping the guest of tonight have some message for you that will change your life in a way. They will give you something that you can keep with, for the rest of your life. And it can help you carry you through your journey as well, But I'm very excited. I'm very nervous, but excited, I don't want to cry here, but whatever happens. So let's introduce you guys. Jay in the building. What's up, my guy?
How you doing, babe? Thanks for having me, man.
Thank you for being here. We're absolutely glad.
I can tell you guys have a good bond, man.
Welcome.
Yeah.
The way we.
Oh yeah, you guys have a really good bond.
He teased me or I teased him.
Welcome to the show.
Man. You guys, that's really good, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you. But it's the first time meeting you too, man. I heard a good thing about you, about my guy in the back. I won't mention his name.
Yeah.
But thank you for coming in.
Oh, dude, thank you for having me. I'm super happy to be here.
Yes, sir.
It's the first time I'm gonna sit open in a podcast and just talk about feelings, talk about the truth, talk about just what life is all about.
Yeah, well, that's what we trying to be here. We try to be leaders and obviously trying to help people out there.
That's awesome.
And who needs help, who they can tune in and listen, and you can have encouragement.
Yeah, you
words.
guys have something very special going here. Like very, very special. Every podcast that I've listened to that you guys have done, there's always been a message, and there's always been something positive coming out of it. And it's like when I walked into the studio, I felt home right away.
Wow.
Like just welcome. Like I didn't feel uncomfortable.
That's a nice impression. Eh?
Yeah, it's like
a good one.
Yeah, I just feel like I'm home. It's weird. It's really it's a nice feeling.
We live it. The guy in the back, you heard that, right? The quote has to be there.
Yeah.
After the other podcast feels like home. He has to be there.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
You know, but thank you for being out here, man. We just want to dive into. Just want to get to know where you were born. You know, where
of course. So I was born and raised in Johannesburg and South Africa.
South Africa.
And my family moved to Canada in 2009. I followed them, and I was always going back and forth because I missed my friends, I missed the lifestyle, just missed home. And then, unfortunately, in 2010, my brother was killed in a car accident by a drunk driver. So I was going
in Johannesburg still?
In Johannesburg, yeah. And I was going to stay with them. I was going to move back and just like move in with him and stay there. So that dream got denied for me when he died. And I remember when that happened, I was the first one who got the phone call.
That's tough.
And I was 14 and my parents were sleeping and my mom was flying already to Johannesburg because she heard about the accident, but she didn't hear that he died. And I remember picking up that phone and remembering I picked it up and I was like, wow. When my childhood went away. I can't even remember any feeling of my childhood from that point on. Like before, I remember my childhood was perfect. I had a perfect childhood, supportive family, loving family. We loved South Africa and Johannesburg. We thought we were always gonna be there forever. But my dad got an opportunity to move to Canada and I was scared. I never knew anything about Canada, just the snow. And then when I got here, it was snowing already, and I was like, no, I can't do this. And I remember when I was being moved here, I remember the first thing I thought to myself is I didn't feel home. And that's weird that I'm saying that I feel home here right now, because in Canada, it's hard to explain when you come from a different country, especially from Africa. Africa gives you this warm feeling every time you visit, and every time you leave, you feel that warm vibe in you. And it's you don't feel it here. But then when you meet people from Africa, you get that feeling right away. It's like you've seen a friend that you haven't seen in a while. That's the feeling that you get.
Man, first of all, I just want to say I'm sorry for your loss, man. That we know how tough it is to lose somebody you love, especially somebody very close to you.
Yeah, I've always said losing somebody is the worst thing that can happen to you. And I remember my immediate response was switch off my emotions, and I had to take care of everybody else. Because my dad was upset. My mom was just flying now. She just landed when I got the news, and I had to call her. And I was so worried that I called everybody back home in South Africa and said, please, when she arrives in South Africa, please be at the airport. Please be there for her. And I remember this, and I remember it's so clear, but I don't remember my feelings. And
that's true.
That's I think that's the thing. What you got to do is when you lose somebody special, you got to reconnect to yourself first before you just 100%. Let that tumble down. Because if you let that tumble down and you forget how you felt before and who you are, it's not good.
Man, that's where was your mom coming from, if I may ask?
So she was flying from Canada, from Vancouver.
So they were living
here? They were living here already. My brother was in South Africa. He just finished his high school, and he just got approved to go to the Air Force in Germany. He got his pilot license, and they went on a trip with his friends, and they went to a bar and they had milkshakes because they're pilots. They're gonna fly the next day, and then they drove home, and unfortunately, a drunk driver killed all three of them, and one of them actually survived. They thought she died, but she was saved by her genes, that she wasn't ripped in half. But that point, I just realized life is not fair,
man.
And that's what I realized at 14. And
you were 14 years old?
I was 14. And
which year was this? Like
in 2010, that's when the World Cup was in South Africa. So
Yeah,
everybody was
yeah.
so happy there.
I remember that time. It was really a happy moment.
And then we flew there, and that was during the World Cup, and everybody was so happy, and it was the weirdest feeling because I was happy to going back home, but then I wasn't happy for the reason, and then all this happiness was happening with the World Cup, and it was just so many different emotions that were happening, but I didn't feel anything. I went to counselors, I talked to so many counselors, and I never felt anything, nothing. And that's why when we get deeper in this podcast, there's a point in my life where I finally feel it again. And that's what I'm trying to get to the viewers to know that no matter what you go through in life, you can get through it. You'll get through it one day at a time.
Man, you guys can already see it's obviously a crazy start already.
Yeah.
And you stay tuned because it's a very educational podcast we have today. But once again, we just want to send our condolences, Smith. Sorry for your loss, man. It's heavy.
He's still with me, man.
100%.
Every day, I feel him with me every day.
Yes,
and that's something that's where what I always say, like you have to reconnect to yourself.
Yeah,
because once you reconnect to yourself, you can connect to them again, and it's very spiritual. That's how I see it. Not religious, spiritual.
Spiritual, yeah, 100%. Now, from I don't know, maybe if you had any questions, but
which part of South Africa were you living in?
In Johannesburg.
Which part of Johannesburg?
Randburg.
Oh, you were in Randburg?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I used to
Randburg. Most of my time when I was as a child, we grew up in Randburg. I went to the German school there, the DSJ, the German high school there. It was nice. It was a nice life. When I look back
Randburg is beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
It's a beautiful place. It's close to Sandton.
Sandton is amazing, man.
Yeah.
But obviously what's going on right now in South Africa, it's a big problem. Like, I wish there was more, like, international help going there.
Yeah.
Everything, but
I think some of those things are the ones we want to talk about right now.
Yeah.
Because that country is going down the hill, right?
Oh, yeah. It's the next Zimbabwe right now.
With the high speed.
Yeah, very high speed. There's no clutch, nothing, man. Just pedal down, dude. It's just going.
Let's go.
It's just a straight street. The petrol's running out as well, man.
Wow. So, were you also living there till you were 14? Is that when?
So I went back and forth. So I lived in Vancouver with my parents, and I always when I had my holidays, I went back home. I tried to go back home as much as possible, and I just didn't feel comfortable here. I didn't feel home. I never felt like I belonged. Right. No matter what I did here, no matter what I tried to do, I always felt like there's something missing. There's something not right. And the whole time when I traveled the world, I lived in Europe. I went to China. I was in Thailand. Always something was missing. So when I went back home, and I finally went into the work that I love doing, and that was like private protection and law enforcement. I really enjoyed that because I found a purpose again. I found the reason why I wanted to keep going, and that was to help people and protect people, and not to have them in the same scenario that I was, to lose a loved one because of somebody else's action.
And that was that in South Africa? Or
that was in South Africa, yeah. I went permanently back when I turned 18. As soon as I graduated high school, I lived in Italy from grade 11 to grade 12. I did online school there. And I did online school with a school here in Vancouver, and they helped me out. They were amazing and supportive. Gave me the chance to live a dream, play high-level soccer there, and it was fun. And unfortunately, I got injured, and that also. That's always the thing. Dude, always, man. But like you look at an injury as more of like, at the time you look at it like, like I'm done now. Like, what's gonna happen now? But that moment you have to realize. You have to choose what's going to benefit you in the future now. You can't just look at a sport. Like, we all want to be athletes. Like, everybody that's an athlete wants to become a pro athlete and play pro ball, play soccer. But nobody thinks about when you get injured, what then? That's the hardest part, because you got to actually let something that you love go and move forward. And that's like you becoming a man. Or you're becoming a woman now. Because you're making a choice now from a young age to be like, I love this, but I can't do this anymore. It's not going to benefit me.
Yeah.
And most people don't realize that because we're young and we don't think about it. But then when you get older and you look back at it and you're like, oh, I got injured. And then this and that happened. But I chose to move on from it. You realize that you became a better person even though you were injured. And then when you got healed from the injury, you got healed with emotions, and then you realize you were a better person, even though you lost something that you love.
Yeah. I just wanted you to take me back again to South Africa. So when your parents were living in Canada, who were you staying with in South Africa?
So when I went to visit, I always visit extended family there or friends there. And then when I moved back when I was 18, in 2018, no, 2000. I graduated in 2014, and I moved back in 2015.
Okay.
And that's when I moved back permanently.
Right.
I lived with extended family for a while.
Okay.
That didn't go well.
Still in Randburg?
Still in Randburg, yeah.
Okay.
And it was for the time there, at the beginning of the time, it was nice, but it was just not. I didn't get that feeling of support from them. I felt more of the control. They tried to always tell my parents that I was doing something that I wasn't doing. So just for my parents to feel like, oh, he's a bad child or something.
Wow.
And I was getting into law enforcement. I was going through a program with a company in South Africa, and I started working in VIP protection. Then I worked in a drug unit where you try to do investigations. And one time I was living at an extended family's house, and I had items there. And that was from work. Now it's the self-purchased. And they accused me of being a drug dealer now.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Wrong time, wrong place.
Wrong place, wrong time, man.
Oh,
but like I said, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, because the next day, my boss actually came during the night, and he knocked at the door, and they let him in. They didn't ask who he was or nothing. Yeah. And he just walked into my room. And then I realized, I'm not safe here. I can't be in this industry.
Yeah.
And be living here. So that's when I moved out, and I just moved into my own place.
Good for you, though. Just figuring that out.
Like life is all about figuring it out.
100%.
Like I always say, everybody's so worried about the destination. They want to get something so quick. They want to get there. They want to do something, and they want to become famous, or they want to just now. It has to be now. And then they don't care about the journeys. Also, like the journey is important, but the most important thing is company. The company you have during the journey is what makes your journey. Like, who are you gonna share your success with? Who are you gonna share your good times with if you have no company? Who are you gonna share anything with in life that is valuable to you besides money, with no company? And I've always said that, like. When I was growing up, I was always money driven. I was like, I need to make money. I need to make money. I need to be comfortable. But then I realized money was not making me happy at all. Like, it wasn't doing anything for me, but helping people, that gave it for me. So if I could survive, have a roof be under a roof, have food on the table, I was grateful. I was never ungrateful. And at a point in my life, I lived in a car for a month or so.
Was that when you moved out?
That's when I moved out.
I was going to ask how that transition, I was going to ask how that transition was for you.
It was hard because the month before that all happened, my dad came to visit, and he wanted to see what was going on in the situation. And he got to meet my boss. He got to see my files. He got to see everything that I was doing. And then my extended family was thinking it's all fake. And I was just and they called me narcissist, or I was just trigger hungry. I just wanted to be behind a gun. And I was like, I never felt that way. That's why I could never connect to them. So if something good happened, if I had a successful mission or something like that, I never wanted to share it with them. So I felt alone. I didn't have that extended family there. They weren't there. It didn't feel that way. But our family friends, and they were there. Like the close friends, especially when my brother died in 2010, those friends were amazing. And those friends helped me out when I was in the car for I think it was 2 months. I was living in a garage by the gym. And in South Africa, it's different, man. You just you pay the parking guards, and you say, hey, here's 10 Rand, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go sleep in the parking garage and I'll bring you food. And they took care of me. They brought me food sometimes at night, and like I was like, wow, this is awesome. And I would wake up, go upstairs, go to work out, and would shower and go to work. And I didn't tell my boss or nothing because I was embarrassed. I was like, I'm living in my car.
Yeah.
Like this
And
is
also
embarrassing.
you can choose to pay insurance or not, right?
Exactly.
Not like here, right?
No, man, you can do anything there, man. You can whatever. If you have money, you can do everything.
You
Man.
do everything. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Cool.
my goodness, that's definitely a heavy story, man. Did you only have one sibling, or do you have?
So I have a younger brother. He also lives here. He's amazing. Without him, I wouldn't be the person I am today. Like he's like
Really
I
good.
thought I was always supporting him. I was always taking care of him when I was growing up, and especially when my brother died, I thought like I was taking care of him, but he was taking care of me.
Wow.
And I just didn't know that because my feelings, I was so numb to feelings. I didn't want to feel anything because every time something good happened in my life, I always thought something bad's gonna follow. And like I had that mindset for so long that it was like it's self-destructing, and that's how it felt. And I finally got to a point where I said to myself, I can't live like that. Like I can't live like that. And that's when I met my girlfriend, and that's when I decided, okay, I'll move back here. I want peace now. Like
Feels home a little bit.
yes, like I wanted to be back with family. I realized that family's everything, man. Like
100%.
no matter where you live, no matter where your family is, like if you're around your family, that's all that matters, man. Because you can see even during COVID, like if you weren't around family, you had a hard time. But if you were with family, you had an easier time because you weren't that stressed out and you weren't that struggling so much. And that's why mental health has been going so bad recently because people have been so disconnected with their families because of technology and all that. And that's unfortunate.
Man, and how was going to, because I don't know about South Africa, but I know, Congo, where I come from.
Yeah.
Whenever you are in a army or anything have to do with the army,
Yeah, that law enforcement there.
law
Yeah.
enforcement, you just appear different to people. I don't know why. People are scared of you,
Yeah.
or they mistreat you because you are in that.
See, that's the thing in Africa that most people don't understand if they're not from there. And you have your police force, and then you have a private police force. And that's how crazy it is. Some people can't even trust their own police. That even if you get pulled over at night, you want to just drive home. And you're like, no, I'm not letting him pull me over. And that's not the feeling you want.
Yeah.
And that's why you also have the private sector. And the private sector is the one that's actually doing a lot of work. And they're doing a lot of work that the police should be doing, but they're so overwhelmed. And that's just unfortunate.
Did that affect you at all? Just the way you...
Yeah, of course.
you
Like
are in a
for
way.
me, like I said to you, like I had no feelings. Like I had the point where I was really numb. So I went into this work and I did not, everybody was asking me like, are you scared? Don't you think it's dangerous? And I said, I didn't feel that. I didn't feel the fear. I didn't feel that. I just felt like I was doing something that was helping people, which was ultimately making me feel good.
Wow.
And I was holding on to that because that was the only thing that I was feeling at the time was if I help people, I feel good. If I see somebody going home safely or has their loved one come home, I feel good because I know they're happy. Yet I couldn't feel it.
I feel like that was part of you, that it just, because everything happens in a moment where it's supposed to happen in your life.
Yeah.
I feel like you always had that inside of you,
Yeah.
but you had to be during that time where you show it.
Yes.
And unfortunately, it came up in a very bad situation
Yeah.
to show that part of you where you like to help people, make them feel safe
100%.
and all that stuff. And that's what's very beautiful about you. But also, in a way, it's like tough because you're just numb.
Yeah.
You don't know what you want. You just want to do.
I was,
things
like
that-
I said, I was confused, man. I was young, confused. The only thing I was doing right in my life was helping people. And I was doing something where I put on a uniform and I felt proud about it. And I never felt the negatives behind it, like the long hours, like stressful, losing people at work.
The
Like
training was...
Oh, I love
something.
the training.
Wow.
That's what I mean. Like I was like so focused. Like I put my mind, anything I put my mind to, I do it 100%. because I know how when you lose something really important to you, how it impacts you. So if you don't even try 100%, don't even try. That's what I always say. Like if you want to
100%.
get something done, 100% or nothing, because it's like
Very good.
if it's really important to you, you're gonna do 101%.
Yeah.
And even if you feel tired, you're still gonna do 100%. But if you do less than 100%, you're missing that 1%, and that 1% somebody else is doing,
Yeah.
and they're gonna be successful, and they're gonna take your spot because you didn't take that 1%.
Let's go to Major. I'm sorry. Once again, please do not come on me. Let's give chance to Major to say something. Major.
Don't worry. That's beautiful. You
I have
remember?
to, oh, come on.
At least you remember there's a guy from South Africa here.
Yeah, that's
Let's make it a show now.
Major, please ask your question.
You know, there's one thing that they say. A journalist can only be your friend when you are off camera.
Yeah.
Right? When you're on camera, they're not your friends anymore, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about South Africa and life over there right now. Do you miss the life in South Africa right now?
I miss it, bro. I miss people. I miss the vibe. I miss like even coming into the airport. You get out of the airport and somebody say, "Hey, welcome home." They just like make you feel home right away, and it's just like it's a vibe. Like as soon as you get off the plane, you see the people. It's just here in Canada. What I always say is, I feel like everybody has their own. Oh, sorry. Has their own little groups.
Cool.
And if I don't know you, I don't want you to be part of my group. And that's the feeling that you get when you're not from here.
Yeah.
And in South Africa, for example, I could walk into a bar by myself, have a couple beers, and end up walking out with a group of friends.
That's how
different
it is.
And
I like that.
It doesn't matter if you're downtown or anywhere. Like you can walk out of anywhere and you walk out with friends. Here it feels like you go in a bar and you just sit there drinking and you're like, I'm gonna just go home and take an Uber. Like nobody wants to talk to me. And like
that is absolutely true.
But if you go with friends, obviously, if you go downtown and you with friends here, it's different. It's a different vibe. Then it's like that clicky vibe that I'm talking about. But in South Africa, it's totally different. You go out with friends and then you all of a sudden you all split into the club, and next thing you all coming home with a group of friends. It's awesome, man.
No, here's my question. The fact that you miss it.
Yeah.
Let's take Jay out of the picture.
Okay.
Right, and put somebody else.
Okay.
Number one, you lived in Randburg.
Yeah.
That's to me like a luxurious life, right? That's much better, right?
It's much better, yeah.
For somebody to miss it, I think that's much better. Living in, because if we compare somebody who lives in Tembisa,
yeah,
you know what I'm talking about,
oh,
right?
Yeah.
And somebody who lives in Randburg, you are doing better.
Oh, 100%, man.
You're doing so good.
Oh, 100%. But then you have somebody in Tembisa or you have somebody in Vancouver who has everything. But then in Tembisa, he doesn't have everything, but he's a happier person. That's what I'm like. That's the vibe that I'm talking to. In South Africa, in general, the less you have sometimes, like you see people on the street and they have nothing. Yet they're smiling, they're happy, they're trying to do something with their life. But then you see people here in Canada, some people that just don't want to work. But then you see in South Africa and Africa, they want to do something with their life. They want to do something, but unfortunately, there's no opportunity.
Yeah. And what do you think causes all this tension right now? Because the country is really going, we spoke about that before, you know. The country is really going down the hill, right?
Yeah.
At all levels.
Oh, yeah.
We can talk about even religious, at a religion level. If we go to political level, economic, or we can even talk about that. It's even worse.
Oh,
Do you think it's because of this difference between the rich who are getting richer and the poor, the poor majority of the people who are poor, who are continuing to be more poor and poor and poor? That's what is causing this tension. Let's take Jay out of the picture and look about somebody
and we're just
else.
looking at that.
Yeah, like at the thing, you know?
Yeah, honestly, it's all about the politics. Like the politics, they're taking the money that they should be giving their people. They're giving them, they're taking money that they shouldn't take. There's obviously, and there's corruption. We're talking about a lot of corruption. Right? Oh yeah, even here in Canada, there's corruption. But obviously in Africa, you see it more because it's more exposed.
They don't care.
No, they don't care. They just take it. And they're not feeding their own people. They're not taking care of their own people. And that's how it feels right now. And then obviously for a poor person, you're getting frustrated now. And it's just a boiling pot right now, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And you think about it, like if you were in power, you would try to keep the water running, you would keep the electricity going to keep your people like food on the like in the bellies. But now the water is going to be cut off, the electricity's been going on and off. They're not fixing the streets, but yet the political parties in the like politics, they're driving around with new cars, they're buying new houses.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can't tell me there's no corruption. But like, it is so obvious, but there's nothing you can do about it. That's the sad part about it.
That was my question. Yeah, that was also my question. Do you think there's any way to solve that? There's got to be a solution at the end of the day, but do you think the people are just scared to take the next step?
Well, I hope it's a peaceful one. Like if it's a peaceful solution, because the way it's going right now,
they're already taking a solution, but a rough one.
Yes, yes, exactly. It's a rough
Everybody
one.
gets a gun, get on the street and take whatever it is.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
You never been to Johannesburg?
Like right now, you have it.
Wow,
bro. You're playing with Josie.
Oh yeah.
You call it Josie. Don't play
it's
games.
like that.
You guys walk around here with your laptops, right?
Oh, it'd be gone, man.
You go with two laptops like this.
Oh, it's gone. You're walking, no clothes, nothing, man. No laptops, nothing.
In Joburg, people smell if you have a phone in your in your pocket. Somebody smell it. He has a phone.
Wow.
They have special powers, dude. When it comes to like, if you have something in your pocket, it's gone already, man.
Yeah.
If you haven't checked it, it's gone, man.
No, I have a little experience with that, like because I lived in Uganda for a bit, and you know how some market in Africa it's be tight.
Oh yeah.
The market in the public markets where people are selling stuff in the middle of the daytime, people are like tight, man. You know what I'm saying? People are walking like this to go to the other store. While you're squeezing.
You know what?
Well, as soon as you pass one guy, Major, I'm telling you, as soon as you start checking.
Oh yeah, and then it's already gone.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Trust me.
I
What you've seen in Uganda is like somebody watching cartoon, and what is happening in South Africa is like you're watching a war movie. you see real machine guns like commando.
Yeah.
Wow.
You are talking about somebody like in Uganda, somebody entering in your pocket and pick up.
Yeah.
That's not what happened. In South Africa, you are walking with the phone like this. Somebody comes and tell you like, bro, when you finish talking, give me my phone.
No.
Give me my phone.
And they actually do it nicely though. They come to you and they're like, yeah, dude, I'm going to take your phone after your phone.
They're peaceful.
Wow.
And then I'll take it. But
They'll
sometimes
wait
they're
for
not
you.
peaceful. And if they're peaceful, they're really peaceful.
It depends on the
That is
the anger that they have, right?
Yes. How
The level
desperate they want your phone.
The
Like
level
it's
of
the level of desperate. But it's a different life. That's why I always tell people, it's like, it's a beautiful place, but you need to know where you're going. You need to know what time you need to be out and where you not to go. But if you know where to go, it's a beautiful place, man. You got safari, like that's up north. Then you have the beach, and then it has everything.
Is it just because the security is poor, or like what's the something that's lacked there? Is it security?
I think it's just lack of support in general, like in all this, like when it comes to law enforcement, when it comes to security, like it's like corruption is the big thing. Like you have like people in political parties that are corrupt. Then you obviously know that in the police force there's gonna be people corrupt. There's corruptness everywhere, and you can't change that. The only way you can make South Africa go back to normal is you take the corruption out and make people realize that we're just killing each other right now. We're not helping. We have to get back to what we used to be, like get together and like function as a country instead of trying to who is gonna have power now and who's gonna take care of everything. Like it's crazy, man. Like you have a party that's called the EFF, and they are calling for white genocide in South Africa. And like they're public about it. There's videos on YouTube about it. He's like screaming about it. There's thousands of people there, and they're shouting that out. And that's just like what we're dealing with. And that's like if you heard that here in Canada, imagine that happened here. The news will be all over it, and like international news, everything. But South Africa is not getting that attention.
Do you think what is happening with like the EFF? You're talking about the Juju's party, right?
Julius Malema, yeah.
Do you think it comes out of the frustration that the country is really into some white minority pockets. Because we're talking about race, right?
Right.
And the race is playing the big game in South Africa right now.
Oh yeah.
The biggest game.
Oh yeah.
Now, do you think it's because of what is happening racially? That's what raised that frustration into people like Malema and his party?
Yeah.
Or it's just based on their own emotion?
I feel like before when he first started, like when he was first going for it and he wanted to like change the country and everything, he was out of frustration and he felt like that it was racial and he was not getting treated right. But now it's changing. Now it's like he has all the money and like his political party has all the money, and now you see white people going poor and everybody's going poor, no matter what race, no matter what color you are. Like you're struggling. Like if you're struggling there, and that's what's happening right now, and that's why the people in power are taking all the money right now. That's driving new cars. Like there was an article out like they need more bodyguards now. They need more, and it's like they can't even spend
for
protection because now shit's hitting the fan, man.
For protection of politicians.
Exactly, they're hiring more protection now. They're spending more money in protection than they could on medicine and food and everything for the people. And it's obviously now, like I said, it's a boiling pot right now. So it's I just hope that they get to a solution, hopefully, that is peaceful. Or it's gonna be in the next Zimbabwe. And then it's like that's what the feeling's going. Now Zimbabwe is currencies turning into gold. Like it's
that's so crazy. I want to see how you would appreciate this statement. You know, there's a thing that Bob Marley said.
Yeah.
And I think Lucky Dube corrected him somehow.
Yeah.
Bob Marley said in one of his songs called Redemption, he said, "For how long shall they kill our prophets?"
Yeah.
Right? Okay. While we stand aside and look. So I think he was talking about the race, you know, like the white majority, how they killed the black people, you know.
Yeah.
And Lucky Dube came, you know, remember Lucky Dube, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes, great musician actually, by the way. Rest in peace.
Lucky Dube,
and
man.
he said,
Unreal guy.
Lucky Dube said that there's one thing that Bob Marley never knew.
Yeah.
Is that one day the enemy will stand aside and watch how we slaughter each other. You know, we're just killing each other.
Yeah.
So how do you, you know, consider that? That's the truth? Because if that's the truth, it means the racial issue in South Africa is still the biggest game.
Yeah, that's what it is right now.
If race is the problem, we can't take away corruption.
Yeah.
Because you are corrupted because you feel like you've been neglected.
Yeah.
You're coming from a society that is totally broken and, you know, neglected. Now you get into power. All you do is get rich first, so you can be powerful.
Exactly.
So how do you?
So now, like you said, the enemy is standing aside. Yeah. But now they're doing it to themselves.
So who do you think is the enemy in that case, and who's doing this to himself?
That's a good question. Yeah. I think right now it's everybody, man.
Everybody's the enemy.
Everybody's the enemy right now. That's the problem. Like nobody can trust any party in South Africa. Nobody knows what's going right. Like it's just like everybody's an enemy right now, and everybody's standing to the side, and like then you have people
and everybody's killing each other.
Exactly, and everybody's trying to get power, and that's the wrong thing to do. Like it's such a beautiful country, but it's just not functioning right. There's something wrong.
What about the law enforcement? Do you think the people that's corrupted us? Do you think that's also corrupted?
You mean the police in South Africa?
Yeah. Oh, dude. You drive drunk or you drive anything, and you drive speed and you pull over, and they like come to your car and they say, "Hey, Baba, you drive too fast," and you're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, dude. Here's $100," and you close the window and you go. Oh, it's so like the money that like actually to your question, I think money is the issue. Money is the problem. Money. Okay. Because like anything, like if we could have the economy running well, it would be good. But right now, everybody just wants money, no matter what to do.
You mean running well? It means being shared to everybody equally.
Yeah, so everybody has opportunity.
Because if they share the economy equally to South Africa, then the problem can be solved.
Yeah.
Right?
But that's another problem.
Because who owns the economy in South Africa? It is the problem.
Yes. Whoever owns that
Whoever owns the
exactly
economy,
right there is the problem. And I can't tell you who that is.
You can't tell. I think the audience can tell who owns the economy in South Africa.
Yeah.
So it is obvious people know.
Of course.
100%. You just don't want to talk about it sometimes.
Yeah.
Because like I said, you don't want to say the wrong things. You don't want to piss off the wrong people. But corruptness is corruptness. And the person that is in charge of that section,
need to release it.
Yeah, he needs to go or she needs to go. Like, that's the problem. And like, obviously, if the economy was going well and we were doing right choices about like what choices we're gonna do with international partners and all that, the country could do very well. It's a very prosperous country, but unfortunately, it's not being led right. The leaders are not doing what they need to do. They're just filling their own pockets right now because they had no money before, and now they want all the money, and they don't care. They don't care if you're starving now, and you are their friend. They're eating now. They don't care, but you're starving. That's okay. Here's $10. Then go help yourself. That's how it is.
What do you think should be one of the advice you would like advise to improve in law enforcement in South Africa? As you being part of that, what did you face that was?
Well, you faced a lot of corruption with the police, especially if you're working in the private sector, which I was, and you had to deal with the police on site. And sometimes if you went into the squatter camps, the squatter camps, like I worked there. Like I worked there at 12 o'clock at night.
Wow.
And we used to do the ATMs. They do ATM bombing, so they bomb the ATMs and then steal all the money.
Wow.
So we would drive around the squatter camp, and we would wait for a signal to hear a bomb or like hear a call, and we'll drive to that call, and sometimes there was nobody because we knew that the police was there first, but there was no money, nothing. But that's how it is. Like you find good police officers, you find bad police officers, and unfortunately in the private sector you had to just deal with it all. And that's why people trusted the private sector more, because they were getting paid and they were getting a paid good salary and they were getting taken care of. But with the police enforcement, then they're so neglected. Like they don't have the power. Like in South Africa, like in the squatter camps, for example, the Nigerians own some of the parts. And it's like, and then you have different cultures that own different parts, and the law enforcement don't own South Africa. It's the criminal enterprise that's owning South Africa, and that's how it is.
Amazing. That might not be the problem. Like, can you, to Canadians, like, because this is really educational. To even Canadians who never been out of Canada. When we talk about private sector. And we spoke, there's a piece. That is a problem. Even though nobody knows it. Right? All of us don't know what's that problem, but there is something. Now, can you tell Canadians what means private sector and what's the impact that can have on an economy of the country?
So the private sector, it's not like it's here. You don't just have mall security.
Because here they don't have it.
It's different. That's why
they don't have a private sector.
Out.
So in private sector in South Africa, we do everything. You do everything from house security. You do, if you have a alarm like system right now and your alarm goes off, two officers come to your place and they help you out. So if you're being robbed, you're being mugged or anything, the private sector is usually the first people that get called. So you could imagine all these houses have all these alarm systems. And all these alarm systems, if they go off, they need an officer to go there. And sometimes, the officers are by themselves as well. But the impact of the private security is so high. It's such a high industry that's making so much money because the country's doing so bad. And the crime rate is so high that people are more invested into the private sector than their own law enforcement because they're afraid of their law enforcement because they don't know if you're a woman now and you're driving at 10 o'clock at night, you don't know if the cop that's pulling you over is gonna like take you somewhere, do something bad to you because you don't know if it's like he's a corrupt guy.
Oh my goodness.
Well, that happens, man. A lot South Africa is one of the highest countries of rape right now. And unfortunately that happens, and it does and that's a problem. I wish that women would feel safer in South Africa, and unfortunately, that's not that way. Like, you can't drive by yourself at night as a woman. Like, if you do, you have to know the risk that you're taking.
That is
and
crazy.
then that's unfortunate. Like, here in Canada, you drive at 1 o'clock in the morning, no stress, listening to radio,
You boost it
no
out, chill, I can
problem.
go.
In South Africa, you drive at 1 o'clock in the morning. Next thing, you just with your steering wheel on the street, man. Like, everything gone. Like, it's just crazy, man. And like, unfortunately, the crime is so high, but it's because everybody's desperate right now because the economy is so bad. And that's the same thing in any country. Like, if your economy is bad and you're struggling, people are gonna find ways to make money. And then, unfortunately,
Wow.
and that's how it is. In Canada, people don't realize how lucky they are. Like, yes, you'll have homeless people in Canada, and you have homeless people everywhere. But the opportunities that you have here when you move to Canada, it's priceless. Like,
That is so true.
I realized when I first moved here, and I was talking to when I was in school, and I saw these opportunities that they give their students after school, and like then they have, like, when they graduate, there's so many jobs, so many technicians, like so many opportunities that you have here. They, like, you shouldn't end up on the street. That's how many opportunities here. Like, no matter how bad you have it in life, you can always change your life here. But if you're in South Africa and you're poor and you're done,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, because people need to be a lot more.
And that's the scary part. Like, if you're broke in South Africa, then that's scary. But here in Canada, it's like you can change your life today. Like, there's so many opportunities. But unfortunately, here in Canada, the government, like, supports people way too much in terms of like benefits, and then, like, in terms of, like, if they don't want to work because they have a little injury that they have or something like that, there's too many. They take care of their people in a way, which is good, but it's making people lazy as well to not work.
Again, Jay, before we get back to you, I told you this is about South Africa.
Yeah, the people will be happy today. I can tell you that. The people will be commenting. We got to see our guy. Go ahead, shine.
Because we got to help Canadians really to understand this, I always feel like so many young people in Canada, the fact that they never been out of this country, they enjoy life here and they take it for granted.
Oh, 100%. Right. I wish, like, I could scream on from every building and say, hey, you're lucky, because people don't realize how lucky they are, and they're so stressed out for so random things in life that don't even matter at all, and they're stressed out, and I don't understand why people are so stressed out here. Take a vacation to Africa, and we'll talk to our next week if you're still stressed out.
So would we say, if we may explain deeply what means private sector, would we mean that it's just like when the economy of the country is run by individuals and not the government?
No, it's still run by the government, but then you have all the private security companies, and they're making so much money in terms of, because, like, private security, private sector is more of, like, they have everything. Like, you could think about the police force, what the police force has, the private sector has as well. But they do it there. Also, like, there's a company from the States that does all the money deliveries. Then they have all the trucks there. Like, there's a lot of money in security. That's the one profit that in South Africa is really high. It's like private sector. And it's no matter what you want. You want a private investigator. There's everything that you could imagine the private sector in South Africa has.
Yeah, like the road from Johannesburg to Cape Town is owned by one man, right?
Yes.
Is that part of private sector?
No, that's not private sector.
How do you call that economy?
When it comes to private sector, it's just if you pay for it, you'll get the service. That's how it is in the private sector. When it comes to the government, when it comes to law enforcement, they'll provide you what they can. But in South Africa, is if you have money,
you don't pay for it.
You pay with taxes if you have money.
The entire country is owned by individuals.
Yeah.
And now that can be the cause of corruption.
Well, corruption is the cause of the problem.
The corruption. So it's reverse?
It is always, honestly, I could talk to you about this like on and on. Corruption is the problem.
Is the problem.
But whoever is running the economy is the biggest problem.
So that's the piece we're still missing, right?
Yeah, that's the piece
Who's running it?
The one with the most money in South Africa. That's the problem.
Great.
I feel like it's gonna take years to even try to turn that around and just. Make a little change.
As soon as it turns around, somebody's gonna steal the idea. That's how it is. It's just like your phone. If somebody has a better idea, you'll steal it. And that's unfortunately in South Africa. If somebody has an opportunity and you see that opportunity, you're gonna try to take that opportunity from it. And that's the thing in South Africa that most people don't realize when they're not from South Africa or from Africa is like when you wake up in the morning, you know how dangerous it is there, but you don't realize you have it in the back of your head. But then you start realizing how thankful you are to wake up, to be able to go to school, to be able to go to the gym, go to your friend's house, have a good life, not being mugged, not being killed, not being robbed, and all of that. And you don't think about that when you live there. Like when you're there, you don't think about it. You'll go crazy. You're driving your car with all the locks down and you'll go crazy. But I feel the reason why the vibe is so different in South Africa, for example, is because people appreciate life way more. And they want to be around friends. They want to, when work finishes, I want to go to the bar. I want to go there. I want to see my friends. I want to do something with my friends because they appreciate coming together. And then if you go to festivals or you go out to the mall.
That is very true.
Everybody's just having a good time. Like, because if I walk out this mall, I can be robbed or something. So I'm going to enjoy the time in this mall that I have right now.
No, that's true because some people here be like, no, man, I'm busy. I don't have anything today, man.
Bro, in Joburg, sometimes individuals will paralyze the entire mall.
Damn.
Everybody who's in there will be robbed. Everybody, including the security, everybody will be robbed. You will be on the ground in a mall.
Yeah.
You don't play games with South Africa. And
That's crazy.
You know, these people, once they're on a mission, don't get in their way.
Yeah.
Or you'll be gone. But I'll ask you one of the biggest questions.
Here you go. Let's go.
This one is really the biggest question in South Africa, right?
Yeah.
And I appreciate you coming to the show, and I'm so glad that we meet today, you know.
Thanks, bro.
And as I said again, you know, journalists can be your friend when you're off cameras. But when you're on camera,
nice, totally,
we got to press down with the question. Let's take Jay out of the picture again.
Yeah, okay.
So it's not personal, right? And let's just take somebody who analyzed South Africa, who lived there and know how the country is run and everything. Do you really think it is crucial that the land should be given to the black people in South Africa? Or it should just stay where it is right now? It's fine.
It's hard, man. That question, like, it's hard to answer that question because in South Africa, you also have 11 different cultures. Yes. And you have so many different cultures from Africa that came down. And, like, I can't tell you whose land is whose.
Okay,
like,
all right.
Whoever land belongs to whose land belongs to right now, that's how it should be. Like,
okay, so whoever has it in their hands right now should stay with it for now.
Yeah, like imagine here in Canada now, I come to your house, I say, I want your house now. It's my land now. How would you feel? You feel aggressive. You feel like you're taking away everything that I have.
Because the only difference though is that here in Canada, we don't own the land.
No.
You can own the house.
You own the house.
Not the land. Yeah. The land belongs to the government. It's not the same story in South Africa, right? In South Africa, you own the land, the house and the land in South Africa. Yes. When you buy a house in South Africa, that's your land.
Wow.
Now the question is, should the land go back to either the government or the people? How would you...
Well, honestly, right now, if you look at Zimbabwe, for example, the same thing happened in Zimbabwe.
They gave the land back,
They gave the land back. Yeah. And then what happened after a couple of years, they realized they couldn't farm. They couldn't take care of the land. And they realized the economy was getting hit even harder because now the farmers weren't farming. And like the people that were taking care of that land were taking care of it really well and keeping the economy going. And farmers are big, man. Farmers in every country, even here in Canada and Europe, like farmers are the main source for us for economy. And they make us eat. People don't realize farmers should be getting paid millions of dollars because they give us food, but they don't. I mean, that's the thing in South Africa. It's like you have to get to that point where you realize land doesn't belong. Land doesn't belong to. Just because like something like was
historically
written,
right.
Yeah, historically. Yeah. Nobody's land. This world belongs to nobody. That's how it is. Like, I wish people would realize that no matter where you live, no matter what, this world belongs to all of us, and we all have a
I feel like that's
we all have a future. We all stem from one point, and we all spread out into the world, and we did our different things. And yes, you can take pride in where you come from. You can take pride in the land that your family and your ancestors lived. But I feel like if you feel like you feel entitled to claim land, that's not right, because the world belongs to all of us, and all the world belongs. But whoever owns something right now, they have the privilege of owning that. But taking away that, that's taking like respect away from them now. So I feel like whatever is in place now should stay in place, especially in like in South Africa with all the farmers. Like, they're working hard, they're making food. Like, if you take that away, you have another Zimbabwe. And that's the problem. It's like, it's for me. I'm like I said, I'm not an expert in that field, so I can't tell you. I'm gonna give him the land, or I give him the land.
You can't really judge.
I wish I could do that. Everybody gets land. Like, I wish I could do that. Like, I would be Oprah. I could do that. I'd be like, you get land, everybody get land. I wish I could do that, but unfortunately, that's not how life works.
Does it get tougher when, like you say, if an individual owns a land? Does it get tougher if they give back to the government? It gets more harder to control it than one.
Would you want to give something back to the government that is corrupt?
No.
If they give you a deal,
not.
They say, here's a deal. We'll give you this if you give us the land. How you know that's going to happen once you give the land? See? That's the problem that's going on. If you can't trust your government, you're not going to give them anything. You're not going to, like, that's just like, if I can't trust you, I'm not gonna give you something that belongs to me. If you're telling me, oh, this is gonna happen.
That's tough.
That's a tough one too. Yeah. Because if people own the land individually, like Major says, is it benefiting them more? Do they think it's a lot more better than having to give it to the government?
Honestly, I would never give anything to the government, man. The more you give to the government, the more they'll put it in their own pocket, and like nobody's gonna get helped. And that's what's happening right now. They like, you can't tell me that all the political parties are driving new cars and then nobody has food and electricity. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, I'm not gonna.
That is crazy.
It's, if anybody thinks giving stuff back to the government is gonna help, they need to go get help. Like, these people need help, because it's like, it's hard to explain somebody what's going on in South Africa, because there's so much going on.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
There's so much going on, and everybody has a different view on it. And unfortunately, there's a high percentage that want it to be fixed, but there's so many people that are giving up now. And like, it's,
I can tell, man.
Oh,
I can see how much
if you look at all the news that are happening now, it's terrible, man. Like, and it's such a beautiful country, and that's, you can talk to any South African, they'll tell you it's a beautiful country, but it just has high crime rate, and it's just not going the way it should be. It's unfortunate, man. It's like looking at a nice picture that is burning slowly, and you can't stop it from burning, and you just hope that it's gonna stop burning in time, that it can like still stay a picture.
Because I don't know if, because it's like countries like Uganda, Rwanda, I could say, like how they decide to handle their economy situation on the land. Do South Africa not want to use that strategy, or is it based on just ego and like, I want to do this my way, you know? Because I feel like those countries, some of those countries are actually doing a little decent, you know? The economy might be pretty shitty. Like, there's still people struggling in the market, trying to find their own way of living. But I feel like it's the crime rate, however, it could be a little bit less.
Yeah.
You know?
But the problem is with those countries, you will only see the good coming out of what they want to show the world. Remember that. Whatever you see on social media, whatever you see from the journalists, like whatever you think is right, you have to question that. Yeah. If you don't question the news, if you don't question what's coming out of anything, like, that's hard, man. Like, if you look at the AI right now, you can produce anything, man. I could like make AI and make him like make it South Africa beautiful, no crime, and I'll send you a video, and you'll be like, "Whoa, there's no crime." Next thing you take a plane and you land there, and you're like, "It's not how it looked like on that
right
video."
From the airport.
Exactly, and then it's too late, dude. The reason in the airport.
Yeah, the reason I say this is because I lived in Uganda for quite a while, like probably around 6-7 years.
Yeah,
I was in Uganda, and obviously, you know, the problem about Uganda was just how they tried to work the economy, but you can see the cost of it. It's not really working. You know, job wise, I feel like the job should improve in order for some people to also benefit on it. But in terms of, you know, school education, you know, transportation in the country, that was pretty decent. That was pretty good. And like the roads, the you know the stores, those things were pretty solid. That's why I was giving them props for that. But I don't know now when I started hearing about Zimbabwe and South Africa. Honestly, I'm like, how does that go about? Because they all go into those meeting and try to discuss. What's like how that differentiates after.
Africa is just a big party, man. That's what it's all about. Like everybody has their own big party going on, and like everybody's making it happen. Like everybody goes to work, then everybody goes
so
to
you
party.
do you, I do me.
Yes, exactly.
As long as you don't touch me, though.
As long as you don't take my money, I won't take your money, and that's how it is, man. Like I said, that's how it functions. Like Africa functions really different. There's a powerful energy about Africa that most people don't understand. But if you're there and you visit it, I've heard so many people here from Canada that said they visit Africa and they're like, oh, I miss it so much. I feel the energy, Mama Africa energy. I'm like, yeah, man, I've been feeling that shit my whole life. Like it's normal. Like that.
My goodness.
And that's what I mean. Like it's such a special place, but it's just like too much stuff is going on right now. And unfortunately now, like with what's going on in Europe with like Russia and Ukraine, and unfortunately South Africa decided to take Russia, like they wanted to partner up with Russia, have the economy with Russia, one of that economy. That pissed off the rest of the world. So that's gonna take a lot of sponsors out of South Africa as well. And it's like South African political parties is making bad choices.
They even went on and support Palestine.
Yes.
You know, America like Israel.
Yes.
South Africans were like, oh, we are with Palestine.
Yes.
Wow.
And then you think you're already struggling. And then you're going to bite the hand that feeds you sometimes. They're going to struggle more now. That's the problem. The political parties are making bad choices. And they have too much money and too much food in their belly right now. They don't care.
Do whatever you want to do.
Exactly.
My goodness. That is crazy. Major, I don't know if you want to... Are you satisfied with the discussion of South Africa? Let's go on. Because I do want to ask you something. First of all, once again, we just want to thank you for being here, man. It's absolutely amazing. We're definitely getting a lot more from you, you know. But I wanted to make sure I finish up with my guy here first before I move on.
It's always a pleasure to hear from somebody else.
Yeah.
Because when we move out of South Africa, we had a different image about the country. And it's always exciting when you hear from somebody else who see it from a different angle, right? It's I think it's the way of accepting that life can be different, you know? It's always based on how you see it.
Oh, yeah.
Because to me, I lived in Yeovil.
Oh, yeah.
I lived in Yeovil for so many years. And if somebody lives in Randburg from here,
yeah, you're like, okay.
That guy is doing well.
Yeah, I know.
He's doing so good. He's happy.
Is that the most richest place in
It's not the most richest place. You know, to give you a clear, because you're trying to compare South Africa to Uganda. He's how South Africa is. Let me give you
not comparing at all.
Let me give you a little how South Africa is built. You have the biggest town here, which is called Sandton, right? You just cross the road. You have the poorest place, which is called Alexandra.
Oh, yeah.
Peaceful, crime. They're just separate by a small road.
Yeah.
Right? Now you have, when you talk about race, you have the white people who own the land and the economy. And you have the South Africans who claim to be poor. Now, I'm not talking about politicians, not that, because politicians are happy right now.
Really
they're
happy,
enjoying.
Man.
But the population who have no land, they have nothing, they are poor. Now they take that energy that they have, that they should spend on building the country, they spend it in the crime, right? Now the entire country is messed up to the point that even the white people who were doing well, they're now becoming poor slowly.
Oh, yeah.
And now the struggle is like kind of becoming like general now. Because, we are all in the same spot now.
Oh, yeah. Now
Either you live in Randburg or you live where. Crime is going to follow you over there. In Joburg, you land at the airport. The taxi driver that you will take to go home, he's the one who's calling the guys for you.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Bro, they will frame you. They will frame you. And then he's going to be like the victim.
Wow.
Yeah.
Everything will be gone out of that car. Everything, including the clothes you are wearing.
Yeah.
They will throw you somewhere in a bush.
In South Africa, man, they're masterminds of stealing.
Yeah.
Like, they know you and smell you before you come.
They're very smart, man.
They're right there, man. Like,
Wow.
like I say, if you go to a mall or something, they have everything planned out. There's 10, 15 guys doing the thing, and you just think you bumped into one guy, and that was already too late, man. That was already too late. The first guy at the security already took your phone, and you didn't know, and the guy bumped in you just to make sure that you're looking for your phone now.
Because I didn't know. I had no idea it was still like that. Because I watched one movie before. Sarafina. It was based more on Nelson Mandela and the story behind it and everything.
Yeah.
But there was a scene where they would show a poor side of South Africa. And then that girl, Sarafina, will be walking, like I say, crossing just that path, and it will be a rich area.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was explaining to you.
So it's still like that kind of method. Like
it's getting worse now.
Yeah.
It's getting worse. Like that line, that fine line is getting it's moving. It's moving, man. There's no more fine line. It used to be a little pencil, now it's a fucking Sharpie, man. That's the problem. It's just getting to a point where it's like I said, like a boiling point now. Crime is going up so high. Living there is getting harder, and people are trying to get out of the country but can't now because they don't have the money to.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's like people are stuck.
That's bad. That's really bad.
Like they're stuck. Yeah, it's bad. I wish I could help more, but it's like there's so many people you have to help, and it's like, and then if you send money, that money is not gonna go to them. Then somebody else is gonna take that money. Like that's the problem as well. You never know. Like even if there's like donations that you're sending, like I always tell to people when they say, oh, I'm sending money to donate, like I'm doing that, I'm like, are you sure that's going to the right place? And that's the biggest problem. It's like you never know where your money is going now.
And I feel like every African countries have their own different ways of running.
Oh, dude, like
Nigeria
I said,
got their own different ways.
He said it, right?
Yeah,
it's like a party, man. It's like a club where there's different music there, different music there.
Yeah, and they all got their own problems too. It's like
just like that, and that's why I think if you're from Africa, you know, if you go to a different country, you can make anything happen.
Because we know Congo got his own issue. Congo got his own issue.
What's the funny thing is, like, we all have our different issues in Africa, yet we all connected. Like
exactly.
It's just crazy. Like I could talk to like you, and I could still feel the same energy.
Exactly.
I can see the struggle. I can feel it. And that's why I see it. It doesn't matter if I'm from South Africa, if you're from Ghana, from Congo. It doesn't matter. If we're sitting in the same room and we're talking about it, it feels good.
Man, we can only pray for now. Things get better.
Exactly.
That's the only thing I'm left. We can just pray because the way I hear, you guys, colliding the conversation about South Africa, that's just insane. And I hope I'm just praying for you to be safe there because that's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
But I wanted to move a little more side because since we're running out of time here, I also, check it out here. You also got into bodybuilding at some point of your life.
Yeah, so when I met my girlfriend, she's a bikini IFB pro bikini, and she got me into it, and I was like, I needed to keep doing. Like I got really involved in it. I never dieted in my life. When I was in the army or anything, I was just given food to me. Like I never dieted. I didn't know what macros are or anything. But she taught me everything, and I got so invested into that. And I've been a personal trainer for 10 years now, and I've really enjoyed that side of it.
Amazing.
But it's like I missed being in the army, and I missed being in law enforcement because of like how focused you have to be and how dedicated you have to be. But since now competing in these shows where you have to diet for 20 to 16 weeks, and you have to really put your body to a limit. Most people struggle. Most people struggle with their diet. They struggle. They say I can't eat this food. And when I'm around friends, they're eating burgers and fries, and I can't. Like I have to eat that. And I'm like, it's hard. Like I speak to clients, they say they can't follow the plan, and I'm like, why can't you follow the plan? They say, oh, because I'm I'm with my friends that are eating good food. If I'm in a scenario and you're eating a Big Mac in front of me and I'm starving and
my favorite,
I'm eating my rice and chicken. I'm going to look at my rice and chicken and be like, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be shredded on stage and you're going to still be eating a Big Mac. So that's my mentality. And I have this mentality, so I put my focus on it and I want to get there and I want to get on stage. I want to do everything perfect. You have to do everything perfect in this sport. You have to have your diet on point. You have to have your workouts on point. You have to have your mind on point. Like everything has to be functioning. Like you can't expect to wake up and be a mess and like everything, your food is not cooked, this is not ready, and like expect your body to progress to a point where you are shredded on stage and you lean on stage, and it doesn't happen that way. People think, oh, it's all about standing on stage and getting like that tan and looking good, and it's not. That's not the sport.
There's a lot going
the
behind.
Sport is the prep, is the time while you're cutting, while you're going, waking up in the morning, you're going to do a stair climber for an hour.
Wow.
And then you go home and you eat, and then in the afternoon you go back to the gym to work out and then do another cardio session. And people are like, why are you so busy? And you just look at your schedule and you're like, I wish I wasn't busy, but I'm busy. And then people would start realizing they can't invite you to events because you can't eat the stuff, you can't drink the stuff. For me, it's totally different. I can go to the bar with you, and you can be drinking as much alcohol as you want, and I'll have water right next to you, and I'll still have a good time because I know you're gonna wake up at like shit tomorrow, and I'm gonna wake up and go and work out because that's the thing. Like for me, the gym is my happiest place. No matter what in life happened, in like tragic trauma, easy times, bad times, I always found myself in the gym. And that's one of the reasons why I never film myself doing my workouts in the gym, because once I work out, I listen to my music, I'm gone. I'm like in my happy place. Yep. And most people hate going to the gym. I don't understand that. And for me, it's like my goal is to inspire somebody to just get off the couch to walk. If I can inspire somebody that way, I'm happy, man. It doesn't. You don't have to be a top athlete. I'm not trying to inspire you to get shredded and get abs and everything. I'm just trying to inspire you to be healthier. Like if you're planning on having kids, you have to be an example for your kids. You have to. You don't have to never diet in front of your kids, because then you cause problems with their diet and like eating disorders. But you want to be a good example to your kids. You want to be fit, and you want to be able to pick them up and not be out of breath and think to yourself like, I wish I was fitter. You don't want to be that. And you don't want to have your kids worry about your health if you could avoided it. And that's what I try to do. I try to inspire people not to just look good, because looking good is one part of it. But if you feel good, you'll look good. And that's the thing, like that's the magic behind it. If you start feeling good and your body starts feeling good, all of a sudden you look at yourself naked in the mirror and you're like, yeah, that's exactly what I like.
I'm going to do it now.
Exactly.
Do you, as a personal trainer, do you feel bad going hard on your clients, or do you?
No, I love it. I'm like a drill sergeant.
No matter what they say, they bring out to you.
So my clients know for a fact with me, if you sign up with me,
you know what
you're getting. Any gym that I work at, they will tell you, if you want to sign up with them, don't complain after. That's how I am. And like, I used to take every client. I used to be like, oh, I have to take everybody. I have to make money. But I built my reputation. I built what I know, what I don't like to focus on. And I like to focus on people that are focused on life. And it doesn't matter if you come to the gym once with me, or once a week, or like once a month. That session, I will push you so hard. Wow. And like every time my clients during the session, they're dying, but then afterwards they feel amazing. And that's what I've realized with my life. I felt like I had to die a little bit during my life when my brother died and everything that was going through, that I could live again and like could realize, okay, this is good. I just like I said before, I just want peace. For me, peace is going home and eating food and being able to lie in your bed and having nothing to regret about. Nothing to worry about. No, you didn't screw anybody over. You didn't like stuff like that. Going to bed peaceful is the biggest wealth that you can have in life. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. Like if you go to bed and you're stressing about something that you screwed somebody over, you lied to somebody, you like did something, you can't sleep, man. And you're gonna have a terrible sleep. And that's the same thing.
That's 100%.
And that's the same thing when it comes to life. You have to be able to realize, I need to go to bed peacefully. That's it. And that's like why I realized I'm not chasing money anymore. I'm chasing peace.
Man, I like that. That's exactly why, Major. I always message you about my mix and mastering jobs.
Yeah.
I want to go to bed peaceful. You know, and the guy in the back knows it too. I talked to him, I'm like, should I message Major this? Because I'm really feeling like I can't sleep tonight if I don't. So if I send you a big paragraph, please don't feel like I'm attacking you. I'm just trying to go to bed peaceful.
There you go.
You know, Elton knows what I'm talking about.
You're looking
What's
for
up?
peace in this world. There's no peace.
No.
But how you, as a trainer,
Yeah.
how do you get somebody to be really disciplined and focused? Because I know it's easy to start something, right?
Yeah, it takes time, and that's
It
why
takes time.
I'm so like with my partner, with my girlfriend. We've developed a program because she's a dietitian as well, and she's a dietitian, and she is also like an IFB pro bikini, so she knows what she's doing in terms of bikini, how to look, and the diet.
Yeah.
And then for me, I've had 10 years of experience as a personal trainer and pushing people through the law enforcement, through the army, and all that. That I know it takes time.
Good.
Yeah,
it takes time. Like I can sign you up today and you're going to struggle for the first 2 weeks. But what we do is we give you 24/7 access to us. So if you need like help at 2:00 in the morning, and you're like, Jay, I'm about to eat this bag of Oreos. Then I will tell you exactly how I feel about it. And that's like, I'm really honest. I'm really straight up. Yeah. And like, you have to be beautiful. Straight up with your clients.
That's
you can't tell them like, yeah, eat that Oreo bag and everything will be fine and we'll get to your goals somehow. It's like, for me, I don't like to waste people's money. Like if you sign up with me and you come for a session, I'll make sure that you're not walking out of that session without feeling like you're sore and you're feeling like you had a good workout. And that's the same thing if I like coach you online. We don't like want money. For us, it's more like if you're making results, that's all that matters to us. Obviously, we all need money to survive.
Yeah.
But for us, it's more like we're trying to build a community in terms of family, in terms of like when girls are competing, when we have, because we do lifestyle clients. We have male lifestyle clients, female lifestyle clients. But when it comes to competing, we specialize in the bikini category.
Okay.
And when it comes to that, we have all our girls that are already competitors with us supporting the one that is going to be doing a show and doing a prep. So we're trying to build a community with our team that helps each other. And it's gonna, like, for us, it's more important to make somebody feel like they like family when you're going through like a prep or you're going through diet or something, because it's hard, man. Like if you don't have somebody to talk to when you're feeling like you can't do it anymore and you don't want to go to your friends because they don't understand the industry, they don't understand the sport, they don't understand why you can't eat a fruit. Because it's healthy for you, but there's sugar and carbs in there, but you can't eat that. But then people give you a banana and say, no, eat this. And you're like, no, I had all my carbs already today. And people look at you, but the banana is healthy. And you're like, yes, the banana is healthy. But that's something where people don't realize it's really important to build that community. And for us, it's like, we're so passionate about it. For us, it's like, we are so happy to always help people. And for us, it doesn't seem like more of a business or work. It seems more of like what we're doing right now here. Just like nice, peaceful peace. And it's just like I'm helping people, but it just feels like it's flowing. You know, it's vibing.
100%.
And that's what I told you before we started this. Like if you're passionate about something, it's like if you see somebody successful, you can't look at them and be like, I want to be like them. Because then you're just gonna be a copy of them, and you're not gonna gain that success that they already gained. You 100%. Have to learn from the best, learn from the worst as well. Don't ever look at the worst and be like, I don't want to learn anything from them. You can learn more from the worst than you can learn from the best. And like when you put both together, then you have to focus on who am I, who are we in this spot right now.
Quotes after quotes.
Yeah, that's how I live my whole life, man.
I'm just saying it because in somewhere in the back need to understand that there's quotes everywhere today, and you need to be careful.
And that's why I say you take from the bad coaches, you take from the good coaches, and you look at it and you reflect on it.
Yeah,
cool.
But never take it as like I need to be like that, because then you're never gonna be something special. You're never gonna be something where people are like, I want to work with them.
Yeah.
And that same thing with anything in life. Like if you're a music producer or anything, you have to have something special, like you guys have right here. Like when I walked in here and I said, this is home.
Yeah.
This is how I want to. This is what all my clients, how I
Wow.
want them to feel with us.
Wow.
Is they
Amazing.
feel home.
Yeah.
And
Thank
that's
you
the
for that.
same thing
Thank
here.
you.
That's why with the vibe here,
Yeah.
I could
Cool.
sit here for like, I could sleep here, man. Give me a blanket, I'll sleep here.
We wanna make this as home.
You will
as
be
possible.
welcome to sleep.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But you will be alone, right?
Yeah.
You go home and
Exactly.
You stay here. What's the what would you say is, because some people push themselves to the point where like, I didn't go to the gym today, maybe I can go tomorrow,
Yeah.
maybe I can go Friday. What's the best routine of working out and following your meals and sleep? How do you put that in order?
So everybody's
Gotcha.
different, totally different. That's why with us, we do everything custom. So when you start with us, we ask you for what you've been eating for the last couple of weeks, what you don't like, what you're allergic to, how your lifestyle is. If you have a busy lifestyle, if you have a easy lifestyle, if you don't work or anything, like we need to know. We try to get everything out of you
Okay.
so that we can give you a custom plan. So I can, if you travel a lot, I have to make programs that make you, that you can work out at hotel gyms or in your hotel room, so that you can follow your workout, so you don't have that excuse of saying, oh, I can't go to the gym today. Then I'll tell you on the phone, it's like, no, you got a hotel workout, you got to do that one now. And that's the same thing if somebody is like, doesn't like foods, like certain types of food. It's like, we need to know everything, and then we make custom plans for you, and then we work with you, and the more we work with you, the more we can make it more custom to you. Most people don't realize that. They think, oh, I'm just gonna buy a plan off a trainer or that, like, and then that's okay.
Yeah, that's why people
Doesn't work that way.
sometimes. And then they forget to do it.
Oh, and then they forget about it, and then jump off the bus, and then eat burgers and fries, and then
That happens a lot.
tomorrow
trust me.
they feel worse again, and then call you again and be like, let's try again. And it's like, you have to, honestly, if you want to pursue anything in life, in terms of, even if it comes with health and fitness or anything, like I said, you have to connect to yourself first. You have to realize, why do I want to do this? Is this really what I want to do? And if it's really something that you want to do, you will just do it. And if you're really passionate about something, it will happen, no matter if it's hard or easy for you. But if you're sitting there and you don't know, if you're like, oh, maybe I'll do it, maybe I'll do it tomorrow, it's not gonna happen. What you have to do is, you gotta wake up and say, today's the day. That's it. You can't just like go back and forth. It's really hard. Like if you go back and forth, yes, maybe one summer you look amazing, you walk around with abs, but next summer everybody's looking at you being like, wow, you've been eating good food, man, like having a good time. And it's like, it doesn't matter, man. Like you can be a fit person, you can be like, you don't have to be as like fit in general. Like you just have to take care of yourself. Like I don't understand why health is and fitness is looked at something so hard when it's something that we should be all doing. Like it's the same thing. Like for example, what I say is like, everybody's saying like, we need to drink water, like it's healthy for you. But how many people are actually drinking enough water today? Exactly.
You see them carrying a big bottle of water that says 8 a.m. we gotta drink till
Exactly. But that's what I mean.
You
It's
see
like,
1 p.m. the water's still here. What?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I mean. It's like, people, if you really wanted to drink that bottle, you'll finish that bottle, and then when you realize it's making you feel good, you're gonna keep drinking that bottle, like water, and you keep doing that. And that's the same thing in everything in life, man. Like anything you look in life, like when you wake up in the morning, what motivates you to get out of bed?
Oh yeah.
You have to find that. Even though if you look at your alarm clock and you want to throw it out the window, you have to just be like, okay, I'm getting up.
Yes.
The moment you wake up, you hear your alarm, don't press snooze. Just get up. Because if you don't get up after that, you just...
snooze is a witch.
Oh, man.
Because
I never do it.
Because as soon as you snooze
you never
that...
do snooze?
Oh man, I try not to do that.
Oh man, but as soon as you press that snooze button in the back of your head, you're already like,
That's
oh,
it.
it's
Yeah.
gonna come back. It's gonna come back. And then you're like, the sleep is ruined.
Yeah. You just mess me up.
Sometimes you even stop the alarm,
Yeah.
and then you try to go back to bed maybe for another 5 minutes. Then you go for an hour. Now
Yeah.
there's no alarm anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. It's like anything that, like when it comes to diet.
That's even crazy.
Yeah, when it comes to diet, like if you want to follow a diet, the first 2 weeks or 4 weeks are gonna be hard. But that's the reason your body is not used to it. You're shocking your body, but you have to work with the coaches. You have to work with yourself. You have to figure out what's gonna work for you. If you find yourself you binge when you're around friends, or when you're home alone and you smoke weed and now you're just hungry and now you're eating everything in the fridge, don't buy that stuff. If you want to lose weight and you want to stay to a plan, whatever you buy, take it in your fridge, and that's what you're gonna eat. But don't go buy snacks and treats and everything and put it in your drawer in there, because subconsciously it's there.
It's there, yeah.
And when you're lying in bed and you're like, oh,
I need it.
You're just gonna be like, okay, I'll have this now, and then tomorrow I'll do extra cardio. It doesn't
100%.
work that way.
100% true.
Wow. If life worked that way, we would have no problems in life. Life would be so simple.
South Africa would be great too.
Oh, South Africa would be peaceful.
Don't come at me. Don't come at me.
We gotta go to South Africa.
I really want to pay a visit to South Africa. Maybe I'll take you.
If you ever want to go to South Africa, I can give you a company that will take good care of you there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because one of my friends went to South Africa. They went to most beautiful places. They visited some really nice places.
Yeah,
it's a really nice.
I was like, my goodness, this place looks amazing.
It's beautiful. Like I said, it's that's what it's so screwed up. Like if it looked like Afghanistan right now, I'd be like, yeah, don't go visit them, man. It's really it's screwed up right now. But South Africa is so beautiful, and it has so many beautiful places, so many beautiful things to do, that it's hard for me to say don't visit it, because it's high crime. It's more of like, when I tell people to visit, I'll be like, make sure you have the right people that you're going to talk to.
Yeah.
You don't just go to the airport and you think everything's going to be fine. Your taxi driver is going to pick you up to the hotel. You're not coming home. That's what's going to happen. You need to know what time, where to go, what to do, and you'll be safe. You'll be safe. If you pay people, even private sector, you'll be safe. They take good care of you. But you can't think I'm gonna have a nice holiday there and just randomly go there with no plan.
I'll probably need to take that, because I'm always, hey, what's up, man?
I know.
How you doing?
Everything you're wearing right now would be gone, dude. They would look at you and be like, okay, he's my friend now. And then afterwards you'd be like, okay, I get it now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man. We are definitely running out of time here, though,
problem.
man. But what a show this was, man. What a show
That
this
was
was.
so beautiful.
That
was really beautiful. Maybe I might have a little last question.
I was waiting.
How about Canada? Do you feel welcome here? Because you are, of course, an immigrant.
Yeah.
Right? Even your accent is still South African. I can feel it. When you said water, I felt like, okay, cool. So you haven't changed into water.
You felt that, yeah.
So how do you feel here? Do you feel welcome? Or do you feel they could do better than?
Honestly, that's the point in my life that I had that turn. That I realized that home is where family is, and home is where you are. And I've realized that if I keep on thinking about how it is in South Africa, how I felt in South Africa, I could never be home anywhere in the world. And that's why I say to people, it's not the destination you want to be at. It's not your past. It's not your journey that's important. It's the company that you keep during this time, no matter where you are. If we sat in Alaska right now in an igloo, we still have a good time. We'd laugh about it. But that's the thing. But that's what I mean. It's but now if you're sitting in the igloo by yourself, you freeze your ass off. Yeah. And you'll just be upset, and then you just don't care. And that's what I mean. No matter what happens in your life, if you have that circle and you have your friends and you have the right company, you're powerful. You're wealthy. Because you can have a rich guy that has nobody, that is sad, depressed, and then you have one person in Alexandria who has a community that's taking care of each other.
Yeah.
And he wakes up and he feels valued and he feels happy. And now who is richer? That's what I've realized. Exactly. It doesn't matter. There's so many people that I've never been money driven, and you can see people online, especially Instagram, when they're flashing new cars or they're trying to seem happy.
Yeah.
Even artists as well. They try to seem so happy and they try to put out so much out there, and then you have some artists that are very humble, very easygoing, and they don't have anything, yet they're so much happier because they have a good crowd with them. It's the company.
Thank you.
I love that. I'm just pointing her because I'm one of those artists.
Yeah, there you go.
You're one of those ones?
I'm one of those. I'm just happy. I'm just happy to make music.
Yeah, because you know what? You're passionate about what you're doing.
Yeah.
You don't want to impress anybody. It's not because you want to impress them, because you want people to listen to you. That's how it works as an artist.
Yeah.
But
just so they can just listen. I'm happy with that.
if you let's say you release a song that you're not happy about, but the whole world is happy about it, you wouldn't be happy about it. Yes, when the camera's on, you're like, yeah, I'm making millions. Like, I'm happy. Thank you for liking my song. But once you're home, you're like, I don't like this.
100%.
And that's the difference. Like, you have to love your stuff that you're doing. Like, if you're an artist, you have to love your music first. And you have to love yourself first and be connected to yourself to be in order to make that kind of music. And that's like when I was listening to a different guest that just came in, how passionate he is about talking about being a producer, and that it's not his fault when the music, like the lyrics or something, it's not his fault. It's the artist's fault. And that's exactly his point. Like, his beats are like perfect. He's doing it passionately because he knows it's
I like
good.
how you paid attention to that.
He knows it's good. But if the lyrics aren't good, that's your fault.
Yeah.
That's the artist's fault. So at the end of the day, if he's happy, if that music goes off and it's good music and the beats are good, everybody's listening to that beats,
nice.
he's happy.
Yeah.
Doesn't care about the lyrics.
Man.
But the artist that's the lyrics is shit, they're gonna be upset because they're like, oh, I don't like this song because like my lyrics aren't good. But he's gonna be sitting making money and listening to that beat and being like, I'm
my
happy.
beat is fire.
Exactly.
Wow, man. Yeah. It's just really great show today.
Thanks,
I really
man.
do appreciate you. I think you asked your questions, Major. You satisfied?
I'm satisfied.
I
just want to tell the public one thing. If you think like me that Jay, somehow he looks like David Beckham.
No.
Put it in a comment.
David Beckham.
Yeah, put it in the comment down there.
And we will announce it in the hot list.
Somehow, not it might be not be 100%, but
maybe in a different spice.
Even the hairstyle.
I got the Nando spice. When they were making me, I got the Nando spice.
Please.
Thanks. That was good.
We'll announce it in Hot List of the Week if what's a true answer about that.
Yeah.
But man, it's such a great show tonight. I hope you guys were in touch with a lot of topics we covered in this episode. And Jay obviously has a personal training. He's a personal trainer for 10 years plus. And I will give him a chance to just announce how to reach him. And if you want to change your life physically, mentally, your body, you can always reach Jay. He got you. You obviously heard everything that he's about, being so disciplined in his work and his craft. But Jay, I want to thank you so much for being out here with us.
Thanks so much, man. Like I said, I feel home here. I don't want to even leave. I
This
can
is
see
your
why
home.
your guests don't want to leave, and they just want to keep sitting here.
I know.
Like, just keep sitting here all night and talk. It's nice.
That's what
It's
we
nice
like
to
to
have a spot where you feel comfortable to talk.
Exactly.
Like, I've always told people, I don't like podcasts because I don't. What if I don't feel comfortable? Like, if you don't feel comfortable with somebody, you don't want to share. But as soon as I walked in here, I was like, okay.
And this was actually one of my favorite episodes, man, because we just got to talk and
I felt like, exactly. I felt like we weren't even here. We were just in our own little cloud.
little cloud.
We were trying to figure shit out and trying to figure out economy. We have no idea about it, but
exactly.
But that's life, and that's what I mean. It's the company, man. Like the hour or like time we spend together now, it's priceless.
Yeah.
Because you could have been sitting at home doing nothing.
Exactly.
But you're here and you're
doing
like
something about it.
Exactly, because you're passionate about it, and like everybody that's here is here because they want to be here.
Exactly. So I'm definitely hoping you guys enjoyed this episode, man, because Jay definitely brought it out for us today. Yeah. He became a leader. He was a leader of this show. So thank you guys for being here. I'm gonna give you a chance to just tell them where you wanna let them to reach you about the personal training, how they can reach you, whatever they need. And your audience is right there, obviously, on that camera right there.
So on my Instagram account, there's gonna be a link where you can apply to our website, and you can send in informations. And then once we get your application, we're gonna send you an email, and that email is gonna have all the details included, the packages, all the details that we need to know from you. And all I want to say to you guys is, don't focus on your destination. Don't focus on the journey so much. Just sit down and focus on your company at the time. Because when you focus on your company, you realize there's so much value around you that you're missing because you're focused on your destination. So I'm really happy to be here, and I'm really grateful to be here. Because honestly, this feels home. Like I could be here every day.
Wow.
If I got paid, I'd be here every day talking.
Yeah, we are very honored.
No, I know. Honestly,
To have you around, yeah.
Yeah, and this is your home. You definitely gonna be back when
I
you're
appreciate
home.
that.
This is your home,
and that's
This is your
exactly
home.
what I meant. Like when you see somebody else from Africa, it's like that vibe. It's like I feel like I've seen you many times before, man. Maybe I've seen your smile many
Maybe
times.
in Uganda, you saw me somewhere.
There you go.
Maybe somewhere in Uganda, you always saw me.
Maybe you saw him in South Africa holding a gun.
Exactly,
Like,
man.
this guy.
I remember the smile from somewhere.
I
There
remember
you go.
this man. You took my phone. You took my phone.
Yes.
You got paid.
And now you're on a podcast. I get it. There you
Hey,
go.
man.
So at least he changed.
He changed, man. He
I'm
was
home
so
now.
focused. There you go.
I'm home now. Hey,
Awesome,
man, I
man.
really hope you did enjoy this episode, man. It's been a pleasure. I think this is definitely a wrap because Major is happy.
Yeah.
You know,
We're
and
happy,
we're definitely
we're
happy to have Jay here. But if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, go ahead and subscribe because we have more and more amazing people like Jay coming here to be a leader and educate you more about life. I hope you did enjoy it very much. Also follow OC Music on Instagram where you'll be getting all the videos and the information about who's gonna be the next guest. If you wanna be on an episode, obviously you can also reach out to OC Music and book you out for the show for any time. But we wanna thank you guys so much for continue supporting and continue growing this family channel right here. Thank you guys so much. And Major, if you want to close out anything, this is your time to shine.
I'm done already.
I don't want people to come at me. You know, this is your time to go out there.
At least he's apologizing. So he recognized
You
it.
guys definitely touched me, man. So I have to change. And I
There you
will
go.
change.
Yeah.
Next episode, a lot more of Major.
you go.
But Jay, thanks so much for being here.
Thank
man.
you so
I
much.
appreciate
man.
you.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
You guys are amazing. Continue to support this channel. We have a lot more crazy stuff going on, man. My right side, we got Major here. And then obviously the one and only Jay. Thank you for being here. So thank you guys. We'll see you guys on the next one. We out. Peace.